No, thanks very much. Next slide. This is the budget for 25-26. The departmental budget in overall share is about 6.3 billion, with administration being allocated about 516 million, recreation and development 1.2 billion, and that 1.2 billion is also made up of conditional grant that go to provinces and also money for federations. And then arts and cultural promotion and development, program 3 is 1.7 billion, made up of earmark fund and equitable share. Most of the money also go to your public entities, and also your presidential stimulation package is part of program 3 at 350 million. And then heritage promotion and the preservations, the overall budget there is about 2.7 billion, and that 2.7 billion share is made up of the huge part of your conditional grant on library grant, and also about 996 million of money that go to your museums. And on overall, like I said, share is 6.3 billion. Next slide. There's an economic classification in terms of departmental level. So for your composition of employees, the budget is 434 million. Goods and services on overall 625 million. And province and municipalities, that is the money that go to provinces, about 2.2 billion. That is made up of two conditional grant, which is your sports grant and your library grant. So we don't transfer any money to municipalities. Departmental agency and account, that money is made up of money that goes to all the entities in the department, which are about 29 now. And then foreign and government international organization, that is a subscription that we pay to an international organization. And then part of it also under your public corporation and private, that is the MGE. A non-profit institution is 321, that is your MGE. No, that is your PSP. And household is basically money that is given either to a person and also money that get paid for leave gratuity under your administration budget. And building and other fixed structure, that is the infrastructure budget, 67 million. Machinery and equipment, that is for operational purpose, for the equipment that we need, and also part of it also go to your SEDA. A heritage asset, that is your budget for under heritage infrastructure, and the total is 6.3 billion. This slide just demonstrate how much exactly gets spent within the department and how much spent outside. So you've got transfer and subsidy about 5 billion, which is about 80% of the total budget of 6.3 billion that gets spent out, and that money relate to your conditional grant transferred to our entities and the support that we give to entities, provinces, and the creatives and the creative institution. And then you've got also 10%, that is your goods and services, that more relate to your operational budget, and also money that go to your public entities in terms of the rental that we pay on behalf of them is under administration. And then composition of employees on overall is about 7%. And then payment of your capital asset is the lowest in at a 3%. Next slide. That is the further breakdown of your transfer payment. Like I said, the province and municipality is 2.2 billion, which is 45%. That is your conditional grant. And then departmental agents and account, those are your public entities, which also represent 46%. And then you've got that breakdown of a smaller amount. Next slide. That is the program 1 in terms of the budget allocation, and their sub-programs. Ministry been allocated 5.5 million. Management, that is the Office of the DG and support, 67 million. And then strategic planning, and that is 19 million. Corporate services, 168 million. That is the HRM, legal, and others. And the Office of the Chief Financial Officer, that represent generally in finance and supply chain, and office accommodation that relate to payments that we pay on behalf of our public entities, the rental part to public works. And the overall budget for the program is 516. We can go to the next slide. Goods and services is about 303 and composition of employees 203. And then departmental agency and account, that is your leave gratuity of 114,000, and machinery and equipment is 516. Next slide. This is program 2, winning nation at 240 million, and then active nation at 712, and then infrastructure supported 327. Active nation is where the conditional grant it is, and that is the biggest budget within the program, sitting at 42% of the total allocation for program 2. And the next one then become an infrastructure supported 29%, and winning nation at 19%. Next slide. The breakdown of the economic classification composition of employees of the program is 45 million, goods and services 116, province and municipality, that is your conditional grant for sports grant 627 million, departmental agency, those are your federation and other entities, and then the building and other fixed structure, that is your infrastructure budget that relate to the construction and the maintenance. The overall is 1.2 billion. Next slide. That is also just in terms of the pie chart, the biggest budget. The next slide. I've already talked to this. And then this is basically the programs, I mean the transfer that we do to different entities, also including your federation at 98 million, sports trust at 22 million, and bursaries at about 5.8 million. The overall their chair is 830, mass participation and sports development grant at 627 million, which I already talked to. Next slide. And then this is the infrastructure on capital earmark fund. You've got about 6.5 million on support, a legacy project on heritage asset, which is your goods and service capital asset at 175 million, capital works infrastructure public entities 103, and capital legacy project of 23. The overall is 315 million. Next slide. This is just the breakdown in terms of your mass participation conditional grant, which Eastern Cape is 75 million, Free State 48 million, Gauteng 120 million, KwaZulu-Natal 114, Limpopo 68 million, Mpumalanga 53 million, and Northwest 49 million, Northern Cape 34 million, and Western Cape 63 million. Then you'll see there the biggest chunk go to Gauteng, followed by KZN. Next slide. And then you go to ACPD sub-programs in terms of the program 3, culture and creative industries been allocated 132 million, national language save 65 million, Pan South Africa Language Board 133 million, international cooperation 71 million, social cohesion and national building 58 million, Mozambique Golden Economy 625 million, which is an earmark fund. Performance Arts Institution 358 million, National Film Foundation 153 million, and National Arts Council at 1.7 billion. That is also the breakdown. You can see there the biggest budget under this program is Mozambique Golden Economy at 625 million, which is about 36%, and Performing Arts Institution at 21%, and then Pan South Africa at about 8%, 133 million. Next slide. This is the economic classification, composition of employees at 108, goods and services 172 million, departmental agency and account 1.1 billion, and then higher education at 9.2 million, household 16 million, non-profit institution 161 million, and public corporate and private enterprise at 96 million and the overall 1.7 billion. Next slide. That is economic classification. Already talked to this slide. Next slide. That is the transfer that we made to under program 3 under the space on arts. Arts Cape is getting about 70 million, Mandela Bay Theatre 34 million, Margaret Theatre Foundation 55 million, National Arts Council 126 million, National Film 153 million, Pan South African Language Board 133 million, Performing Arts Center in Free State 52 million, South African State Theatre 80 million, and Playhouse Company 54 million. And overall, the transfer that we make to the entities on the space of arts is 761 million. Next slide. And then you do have the earmark fund under program 3, which is your MGE. This is 223 million. And then also CCID, which is about 52 million. All this money, you can't move them without treasury approval. And then you've got special fund in the PSP, which that has been allocated to the department at 350 million. 230, it will go to your National Film and Video Foundation and National Arts Council at 117. And the overall is 623 million. And next slide. That is the program 4 with a 2.7 billion budget under heritage promotion has been allocated 42 million, National Archive Service 59 million, Heritage Institution 686 million, National Library 164 million, and Public Library Services 169 million, a billion, and then South African Heritage Resources 72 million, South African Geographical Council 4.4 million, National Heritage Council 77 million, and the overall is 2.7 billion. And then when you look, the biggest budget is under public library saves at 1.6 billion, which literally is your conditional grant. Next slide. That is your economic classification of the program. Force under composition of employees 77 million, goods and services 32 million, province and municipality 1.6 billion, which is your conditional grant, departmental agency and account, that is your museums and entities, foreign government, international organization, the subscription 2.8 million, and non-profit institution 14 million, and the overall 2.7 billion. Next slide. This is a economic classification on program 4, just to give you a further breakdown to say 59% of the budget of the program, which is 1.6 billion, that is on the conditional grant, and the rest share the difference. Maybe I can highlight also departmental agency and account at 1 billion, which is about 36% of the program's budget. Next slide. That is all the museum with a total of 996 chair. I'm not going to read all of them. You've got the African Style Museum at 12 million, Ditso Museum in Pretoria at 119 million, Freedom Park at 115 million, Iziko Museum Cape Town 106 million, KZN Natal Museum at 44 million. And the National Library South Africa, 132 million. Like I said, Chair, the overall there is about 996 million that has been allocated to this transfer. Next slide. And you've got the conditional grant under program 4, which is your grant capital, which deals with the infrastructure building of those library, and then service grant current, which deal with the operation, the books, the stationery, and all those things. So that is the breakdown of the allocation, which is about 1.6 billion. And then the next slide deals with the allocation per province. The biggest one there being Western Cape at 197 million. This one is only on the grant current share. Eastern Cape 152 million, Free State 180, Gauteng 155, KZN 127, Limpopo 121 million, Mpumalanga 142 million, Northwest 135 million, Northern Cape 179 million, Western Cape at 197. And then on overall is 1.3 billion share of the allocation. Next slide. This one is based on the capital amount. So the capital amount, like I said, share is infrastructure. So Eastern Cape being allocated 34 million, Free State 8 million, Gauteng 29 million, KZN 70 million, Limpopo 39 million, Mpumalanga 37 million, Northwest 24 million, Northern Cape 8 million, and then Western Cape 5 million. Next slide. That it will be the end of the presentation on the budget for 25-26 financial year. Thank you, Chair.
Life of an artist, batsho xa bespisisa, glorifying drugs as a stage fright cure. You can try this just when you're about to grab your chance of staging. Excitement, you can't think out this industry, or should I say this killer dream, cause you will swear that from the start it was designed to kill artists. Bangakulwela when days are bright, unguthembekile. As a human being on Instagram, too much pressure, unrealistic expectations. Whoever said that she's the perfect is with us, uthembekile. Singiza uthembekile. Remedies within us, ezikhwemba sibhebhekile. Yeah.